Hi guys, in this conversation, I want to talk about the redefinition of male role as the head of the family. Now, why is there a need for redefinition? In our modern day world, there's a lot of confusion or there's a lot of disharmony between the both genders. From ancient time or from our ancestry, men have been taught to be masculist. But in the modern day, women are now saying, no, we don't like this method. We don't like this thing. We don't like the way you're treating us. There's a need for a change. Now, this process has become a difficult one because most men have not come to that realization that there's a need for an adjustment in the attitude. But the problem is compounded more by the fact that women do not really know how to go about the feminist ideas. For me, I want to say that there's no need for masculism and feminism because the both of them are as destructive as each other. I'll prefer to say that there's a need for gender understanding because if the both genders have the knowledge skill to be able to understand each other, a lot of issues that the both genders are having will be reduced. So, men also play a crucial role in this process because a man is the source, he's the father, he's the beginning, he's the origin. Hence, the well-being of the family, the togetherness of the family, the greatness of the family lies in the hands of the man. If he takes the step to correct things, then it becomes easier for both the woman and himself. So there's a need for us to redefine our role as the head of the house or of the family. Now, I'm going to give us the illustration of a captain. Now, let's assume you have a captain, a naval captain, a military captain. And he has a vessel, he has a ship, maybe a submarine or a battleship. And he's the captain of that ship. He has his crew members and they have work to do. Let's take for instance that the country is not at war with anybody. So the captain comes to work, they stay in their ship, do one or two things and go back home. Then it happens that sometimes they have to escort maybe the president to a part of the ocean or something. Captain leads the ship. Now, he steers the ship on course. But let's look at something. Let's assume that the country is not at war with anybody. And the captain decides one morning, hey, okay, I have 400 missiles in this my ship. So today, we're going to go and bomb country XYZ. We'll make sure we'll level this city. We'll level city XYZ in country XYZ. Now, how do you think it will be easy for that captain to convince his crew to follow him on the journey? If the captain wants to succeed at such a journey, maybe he can tell his crew in the beginning that let's go on a routine patrol. Then halfway he steers the ship in another direction. But there's a chance of mutiny on that vessel because the captain has gone out of line. He's not doing what the crew wants because he is a captain not by virtue of the fact that he lauded himself on the crew. It was a collective decision. First, the Navy came together, sat down and said, we will give you this ship. You will be the captain. But you will also receive instructions from us. So the captain is not functioning according to what he wants. He's functioning for the benefit of all. That involves the country he's a citizen of and the Navy that he's a a captain in. So the point of this story is that a captain does not lead by autocracy. A captain leads by virtue of collective good head, collective benefits, collective well-being. Sometimes when I watch war movies, you see a lot of squadron leaders, superior officers. You see them caring for their group, for their team, for their squad. And those who care for those that are under them make the best military personnel. Now, what this means is that even though you're a superior officer, you have to care for your team. Now, how does this relate to a family? A man as the head of the family doesn't mean that you have to steer the family any way you like without input from the members of the family. Your wife is your second in command. She's your other half. She's that womb that nurtures your goals and dreams to actuality. So, a woman is important in a home. As important as you, the man. Now, this means that you don't treat the woman like a piece of rag. One thing that gives women joy or that makes a woman feel she's appreciated and wanted is when you pick advice from her, when you get advice from her, or when she advises you and you take it with all seriousness. Even though this particular issue is a two-way thing, in a sense that a woman has to learn how to talk to her husband, or when best to talk to your husband, or how to talk to your man based on his personality, his temperament, and a lot of other things, other factors that may come into play. A woman has to learn how to talk to a man and make her points. But a man also has to be humble enough to want to listen to your woman's words. She may have a piece of advice. Yes, we all know nobody actually likes unsolicited advice. That's why I believe that a woman has to learn how to talk to her man. She has to create the conducive environment for such conversation to take place. So, a woman is important because she has knowledge, she has wisdom, she has experience in life. And the best thing she wants to do is to impact on the family or in your life with that knowledge or experience she has. She's not so stupid. A woman is not stupid. Women may be illogical or irrational. When I say irrational, not in a derogatory manner, because the mind is made of the left and the right brain, or the brain is the left and the right brain. The right brain has to do with imagination, creative thinking, and stuff like that, while the left brain has to do with logic, mathematics, and all that. Men naturally are more left-brained, while women are right-brained. One problem that occurs in gender interaction is that men think that because women are not logical, they are stupid. But that's not the truth. Women are not stupid. They have their own ways. A woman may not be so articulate as to present her points in an ordered pattern. But if you look into what she's saying, it has some sense in it and is worthy to be taken seriously. In fact, if I may even ask the question, if you think your woman is so stupid, then why are you dating her? Why are you marrying her? Why did you wife her? Because if you look at it from another perspective, if she's stupid and you concluded she's a stupid woman and you got married to her, then you are worse than her. Because at the end of the day, what it means is you purposely went and married a stupid woman. And when you purposely go to marry a stupid woman, what does that tell of you? So the point is, women are not stupid. Women are intelligent. In fact, as a matter of fact, women are more intelligent than men. Even though they have their drawbacks, which lies in their emotions and the fact that a lot of them cannot regulate their emotions. So, but women are not stupid. Women are intelligent and they have ideas. And you can key into those ideas. To become better. Now, when I talk about leadership, the captain in a vessel, in a ship, in a submarine has maybe a chief engineer, and he also has people who are working in different areas in that vessel. You have the ones that are cleaning, you have the ones that are cooking, you have the ones that are doing the laundry. Now, everybody on that vessel has his own specialty, has an area that he or she is good, excellent in, and he or she can be a teacher in that field. Now, leadership as a man in your relationship, in your marriage, implies that you respect the woman in the areas that she is better than you. Because the truth in life is that there are areas where a woman is better than a man. That's why I talk about gender understanding. When you look deep, when you take the time to study a woman, and when a woman takes the time to study a man, you find out that there are areas a man is very efficient and there are areas he's not so efficient. There are areas a woman is very efficient and there are areas she's not efficient. I remember something that happened to me a long time ago. I had a friend. Now, as a person, I do a lot of things. I'm a blogger, a writer. But during the day, my main hustle is massage. I do health massage. And what I do is home service. So I move from place to place. But after all this, I come back in the evening and sometimes I have to work till very late in the night. Now, right from time in my life, he hasn't dressing or looking excessively nice hasn't been my thing. So I had this friend. Whenever she's around, when I dress up, I go to her. She will be like, no, remove this shirt, wear this trouser, wear this shoe. She makes adjustment to all my clothing. Now, I gave her that privilege because I know she's better in that field. The only thing I know about clothing is how to mix colors. I can mix the colors. But when it comes to wearing something that maybe it fits or looks, I don't know how to put it, but when it comes to looking tushed up, I'm not good in that. But I realize that she has a better sense of fashion. So whenever we're together, I always stood in front of her. Or sometimes I will tell her prior to when I'm going out, I'll bring out the clothes, I keep it on the bed and I say, this is what I'm going to wear. She'll say, don't worry. When you wait, we'll make adjustments. And most of the time, we made a lot of adjustments. Now, I'm not really interested in clothing because for me, I'm a workaholic. I'm into IT. I do my things. I come back home, I massage in the night. I massage during the day. At night, I come back, I work on my blog. I have to do a lot of things. Sometimes I sleep by 2, 3. I wake up by 5 or 5:30. So what time do I have to start thinking of the clothes to wear? All I'm thinking is just put something on your fucking body and get the heck out of this place. So I mix anything. Now, but here I am in the presence of someone who knows it better than me. And I give her the authority. I give her the leadership. So she was my leader in that field. I remember once I also had a friend. We were close, though she never visited me. But one of the days, I think she saw me somewhere. So she said, I didn't like what you were putting on. Okay, from now, henceforth, whenever you dress out to go out, you send me a picture of your clothing. And I used to do it. I used to send out a picture of my clothing on WhatsApp. And she'll be like, no, don't put on this, don't put on this. And this continued for as long as the friendship lasted. So, giving a woman her leadership, understanding where she has strength, goes a long way in building you as a man. Because, there's this author I listened to in his book. He said something. He said, men live a very ordered life and women come to complicate that life in a way. When a man gets married, his life gets a little bit complicated. But that complication actually puts his life in order. I can't really explain the details of it, but the way the author put it, I got the jerk of what he was saying. Now, maybe he was talking from this perspective of maybe male domination, so he used the word complication. But the truth is, when a woman comes into the life of a man, she adds so much value to that life. She adds so much value to the man. But you have to recognize it and validate it. Otherwise, she will shut down, hibernate. And just like the captain in the vessel, who wants to go and bomb XYZ country, even when his country is at peace with our country. She will mutiny you. And most women can mutiny you by being quiet, by being unsupportive, by taking you for a ride, by depriving you of those things that actually make you who you are. So, it's very crucial that as a man, you give a woman respect in her leadership skills. Where she knows it, give her the respect. Lastly, as a man, you need to respect a woman's boundary. Because there's this wrong impression we have that women don't have boundaries, or they don't have principles, or they don't have moral values or standards. But that's not it. Women have their boundaries, women have their standards, women have their moral compass. Now, as a man, when you respect a woman's moral compass or standards, it gives her a lot of faith in you. It makes her feel safe with you. I once had a friend, even though there's an attitude I repeat in every friendship I have. I had this friend, as at then I was 39. She was about 19 or 20, I can't really recall. This was a few years back. So, sometimes I called her, and there was something I observed a few times while calling her. I found out that she was speaking like someone who was stressed. So I think about the fourth or the fifth time I called her, and I asked her that, are there specific times that I should or should not call you? She now said, if you want to call me, I prefer you to call me between 5 and 7 p.m. And that was it. I never called her outside those time frame. I stuck to it, to her standards. She said between 5 and 7. I didn't bother to ask what is your reason or whatever. No, it's not important. The important thing is she has stated how she wants to be spoken to. And the best I can do is to stick to it. Now, it's a normal thing I do in most of my friendships. I try to find out when it's convenient for me to call you. I don't call carelessly. Because I myself, I have very strict standards with respect to calls. And they said, do unto others as you want to be done. So, as a man, you should value a woman's boundary and respect it. I remember one time I wanted to call a friend. I knew she was a very busy person. So, I sent her a text first and said, I'm going to call you at so time. And I remember most times when I call her, I'll always tell her when next I'll call. So if it's not convenient for her, she will tell me, no, it's not convenient. Don't call me by then. That's respecting a woman's boundary. That's respecting her integrity. Respecting her for who she is. You may want to do jokingly or playfully ignore her boundaries. Like I know some men whom they could just go to a place and the next thing they call up their girl and say, where are you? Meet me up here. For God's sake, why should she meet you up there? Is it because you want to treat her or something? Is she so jobless that you could just pop up and ask her to come and meet you somewhere and she comes there? Life doesn't work that way. You have to understand that your woman also has needs, boundaries, values, and she seeks to build those things. And she seeks strength from you as the man, as the head, as the source, as the origin. Because you are the origin of her own well-being. That's why when you get married to her, she changes her name to your name. It's like you have adopted her from her father. So she no longer bears her father's name. She bears your own name. So you are like her father, her source. The source of her happiness, the source of her well-being, the source of her safety. But how can you be a source when you don't respect the boundary? So generally, I think that we as men will have a great responsibility to do or to fulfill in this time. Because when you sit down and look at feminism or feminist ideas and how destructive it is, then you realize that we have a lot of responsibility in our hands in this modern era. But you also realize that feminism is a counter attack on masculism, because masculism itself, it may have worked in the past 5-6 centuries ago. It may have worked because social life was different then from what you have today. But today, masculism is no longer the ideal standard to live. And so, both masculism and feminism are destructive. And we as the source, the origin, the beginning, the starting, need to repair the relationship between the both genders. It's a great responsibility that goes beyond a few conversations like this. It's a lifelong process. But I believe we can do it. So as a man, yes, you're the head, but you're not a tyrannical head. You're a leader head who leads for the collective good head or well-being of everybody involved. So treat your woman with respect. Understand her. Appreciate her input. And be with her. Try not to hit her. Try not to inflict pains on her. And you will have a happier life. Cheers and thanks for listening. Hi guys. In this conversation, I want to talk about the redefinition of male role as the head of the family. Now, why is there a need for redefinition? In our modern day world, there's a lot of confusion or there's a lot of disharmony between the genders, the both genders.